I do a lot of interviews on podcasts, and I decided that I want to start sharing these with you to make sure that you are aware of them as well, just in case they might be interesting to you. So, I do a lot of interviews on podcasts that are hosted by therapists, and a lot of times the audience is also therapists. So, if this is not who you are, I would say maybe still think about listening to them because it'll give you kind of this behind the scenes about what is it that therapists are asking when it comes to like what should we do to try to be better about working with trans and non-binary clients and that sort of thing. There's a lot of it almost feels like maybe it's like behind the scenes information that you can get. So for instance, this show he just shared this episode a few days ago. His name is Jeff Guenther, and the name of this podcast is called "Say More About That." And so basically, that's something cute. Like it's something that therapists will say a lot of times during a session, like, "Oh, say more about that." So this particular episode is an important conversation with a transgender competent therapist, and I can show you here that you can obviously click here to listen. You can also play it in like iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher. But a few of the things that we talk about is what is the difference between transgender competent and transgender friendly therapists? Why do some people hate transgender and non-binary people, and where does their transphobia stem from? So trigger warning for sure if you think that might be difficult to listen to. The difference between mental health counseling and philosophical counseling. I don't think we actually talked about that. That might have been on a different podcast he did. How young is too young to start transitioning to another gender? What exactly goes into a letter for transgender clients that want to start medically transitioning. So if this sounds interesting to you, I will put the link in the notes for this video so that you can be sure to check it out. I just wanted to mention one more thing about this particular site. So up here, top left, you'll see this says Therapy Den. And if you click on it, it turns out it is a search engine for therapists. And the thing is that Jeff only wants people to be on this in this particular search engine that here, let me see if he gives a bit more information. Therapy Den has a mandate to challenge racism, homophobia, transphobia, and other forms of discrimination. We work hard to promote the special skills that our members offer to offer to support disenfranchised communities and the general public. Basically trying to help find a good match for communities of color, LGBTQ and trans community, and for those who are neuro-diverse. And so this is pretty cool. And if you are a therapist and you're watching this, you might want to check out Becoming, how you can get listed on this site. I'm sure you could just go to therapy.com and figure that out. But yeah, this is pretty neat. Like you can click on a lot of different things to be able to figure out who it is that would be maybe in your area to work with. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I shared that with you as well. And once again, I will put the link to this particular podcast episode if you're interested in listening to it.